Hi again then guys, and so we've got another GranTurismo 6 top end tune for you today, and this time it's for the Mercedes SLS Steath model. So you want your racing soft tyres. For suspension we've got the ride height on 80 front and rear, springs to 1850 and 2275, dampers and anti-roll to 4, camber on 2.5, neutral toe as usual. For the gearbox we've got the highest possible auto setting. Then we've rounded off the individual gears to 3730, 2365, 1670, 1230, 945, 760 and 635 with a final drive of 3.5. For the diff, low initial torque to reduce wheel spin off the line, high acceleration and low braking. All of your power upgrades of course, and obviously you want your downforce set as low as possible. I would recommend turning traction control off with this car, as I would with any car on GranTurismo. And so I'm sure some of you guys are probably getting sick of hearing me say this about these Chrome Line and Stealth model cars, but I really don't understand the point of them. And I wish I could have something more positive to say, because on paper they sound like really awesome ideas. You take an existing model, you make it into a matte black undercover kind of sleeper version, you give it the name Stealth, which is awesome, and you make it a little bit better than the regular version, maybe a little bit lighter, a little bit more powerful, a little bit more track focused with the rear wing, etc. And you end up with a car which is a little bit more exclusive and a little bit more hardcore. But it just doesn't work like that, because on GranTurismo all of the Stealth models are no better than the normal versions. Now, I know there are some people who disagree with that, but trust me, I've bought all of them, and all of them are at least the same or worse as the existing models. So I really don't understand why Polyphony added them, apart from the obvious reason to boost the count of cars that are on the game, such as having 100 different skylines and all that kind of thing. Because in the case of this car, yes, it does have slightly more power than the standard SLS, which is a good start, but, and the PP is also higher, which is also good, but it weighs a lot more, and the top speed, as you can see, is no way near as fast. And it's not just due to downforce. So you can't just say, oh, it's got a rear wing and probably a flat floor, so that's what slows it down. Well, no, that's just not the case, because the rear wing doesn't have all that much downforce anyway, and it's not fitted with a flat floor, because you can fit it with the flat floor, if I remember correctly. It doesn't already have one. So to be 40 miles per hour slower than the normal version, I just don't understand what the point of the car is. Now, maybe I'm missing something really basic here, but it's slower in a straight line, but also heavier. So it can't be better around corners, because it weighs around 100 kilos more, so that's not exactly the ideal track car. Now, the top speed as it happens certainly isn't slow. 230 miles per hour for a semi-racing version is still pretty good. That means that this car can compete quite well with, say, a GT3 car, or some GT3 cars. But even if you compare that to the Mercedes SLS GT3, that car does 260. The standard SLS does 270, this only does 230. So as I said, it's not slow, but it's just a bit disappointing overall. And even cars like the Audi R10 Stealth or the Mazda 787B Stealth, I've bought them in the past and I had high hopes for them, because in the garage they do have more power and slightly less weight. But when you fully tune them, it just doesn't work out like that. They end up being the same, if not worse, than the regular ones. So I wouldn't necessarily say don't buy these cars. I'd just say don't expect them to be amazing, because they're just not. Now, as far as performance, as you can see, as we said, top speed is around 230. We're still in 6th gear. You've got a tiny bit of slipstream in 6th, and then you've got all of 7th gear to use for slipstream if you need it. So you should be able to slipstream this car probably up around the 270, 280 region quite easily. It's certainly got the power to do that. Just don't expect it to be all that fast on its own. So overall, if you decide to use this tune, I wanted to make this as positive as possible, but it's hard to when the car's worse. So if you decide to use this tune, obviously I hope you find it fun, helpful and of course competitive. And if you're new to the channel or just found this helpful in general, feel free to subscribe. I put out new top speed tunes like this, usually much faster than this, every day. And as always, thanks for watching.